Good day, YouTube. This is Jay Money with Falling Forward Financial. Hopefully everybody had a great Easter weekend. I had a great weekend, took some time off, so that's why you didn't see me making videos, but back at it, so expect a couple here every day until I take my next break. So wanted to talk about Tesla. I haven't talked about them in a while. Right now you can see they're trading for $694.20. They were up to $709 earlier today. I have still a 2 and a partial at $563.36 is my cost basis, and feel free to pause and go over that if you want to read what it's about. I'm sure if you're watching this you already know what it's about. $635 billion market cap, and here's when I've bought mine. I just think I had $10 left over, so I threw it at Tesla. I think it was down for the day, but as you can see, it's below that now, and a partial back there, and a full share back in December. So, but got some good information here. Q1 delivery numbers, Foreshadow multiple growth years. Gene Munster, and this is just dated here today. Tesla said that Friday had delivered about 185,000 electric vehicles. That's awesome in the first quarter. The number came as a surprise after a chip shortage was expected to cause setbacks across the industry. Gene Munster, founder and managing partner of Loop Ventures, was asked on CNBC about Tesla's surge in first quarter sales and deliveries. Tesla's story is one of growth, he said. These stories are rare to find, and usually the reason why these happen is that something bigger is going on, and I think it is exactly what Tesla is tapping into. What we are seeing in March quarter is just the beginning of multiple years. The stock analyst turned tech venture capitalist told CNBC. With tax credits anticipated for Teslas, any rational Tesla buyer would have been holding off, he said, adding that Tesla was nevertheless able to produce numbers that exceeded expectations. Tesla shares were up 5.25% at 646.49 at last check on Monday. And as you can see, when I first started the video, it's up above that here as we speak. So we'll see what it does here the rest of the week. Tesla's on fire, but these EV related stocks could end up just as hot. There are many ways to play the electrical vehicle industry as it shows exponentially, and just as I've been doing here on my channel, I've talked about plug power, fuel cell, numerous others. I've talked about quite a few lithium stocks on how to get ahead in the ground floor of the batteries. And here's some other plays, just as it says, but these EV related stocks could end up just as hot. So we have, I've talked about most of these on the channel before. The first one is Hill. It's the Spider Kensho Smart Mobility ETF. I do not own this one, 6271. I've talked about this one here on the channel, the Ag Eagle. I have some of this one. It's at 779. Drive is a global ETF at 2753. I've got Google. I've talked about that here on the channel. iShares self-driving EV and tech ETF. Intel, I've talked about that numerous times. I own Intel at 6663. Tesla, talked about that numerous times. GM, I have shares in GM. I've talked about it before. Volkswagen, 3680. I don't have any Volkswagen. I've thought about it. I have a couple hundred shares of Ford. Talked about it a couple times. Plug, I have some plug power. Talked about it. Baidu, I've talked about it once or twice here on the channel, not a whole lot. I currently do not own any Baidu. I have in the past. And Geely Automobile Holdings Limited. I do not own any of this one. Don't know much about that one, but Tesla's third quarter delivery numbers settled the question on whether demand for electric vehicles would strengthen and reach critical mass, and it has. Now the question for investors is how best to ride the long-term wave. Shares of Tesla soared last year, but during 2021, volatility has been painful for short-term investors whose timing has been less than ideal. Here's a price chart from the end of 2019. And so here's the, as it kind of goes up from January to March, and then pandemic hits, and it's just been on a staircase or an escalator, if you want to call it, ever since then. It's kind of pulled back at times, but keeps stepping up, and so we'll see what happens with it now. This is an eye-pleasing chart, especially if you have been in the stock the whole time, but Tesla shares fell 27% through April 1st from its intraday high of January 25th. Then on April 5th, the shares soared as much as 7%, following the company's report that it delivered 185,000 electric vehicles during the first quarter. So good numbers, and I can see that just continually going up. I mean, they're giving incentives, just as I read, to Tesla for EVs, and just people that just got their stimulus checks. So who knows, you might put a down payment on them, but it's hard to say what people will do with that money. But or you could buy some Tesla stock. So I'm in this one for the long run. Each share that I have, I don't trade. I just buy when I can and just let them sit here and do their thing, and hopefully they'll continue going up and split, and like it has in the past. And so these three I don't have either. So we have the Spider. I think we went over those at the beginning of the article here. Adding the three portfolios and removing duplicates produced a list of 175 stocks, with 76 listed in the United States. So between those three ETFs, you have a list of 175 stocks, 76 listed in the United States. Plus, I forgot to mention back here that we have earnings coming up, expected April 28th after hours. So if you're a Tesla shareholder, you might want to put that on your calendar or a couple days before, so you can start watching the price and see what it does. This is back to Reddit. Tesla ready to soar 15 hours ago. Upgraded Tesla. Webull raised its price target for Tesla to $1,000 a share from $950, with a long-term bull case of $1,300 a share. Tesla shares closed Thursday at $661.75. On to StockTwits. Also, if you have a Tesla, if you'd go ahead and put that in the comments, how many shares you have and what your cost basis is, that'd be interesting to know. And if you're long-term, short-term, or you're holding it. Tesla was a waste of games. You bulls never learn. Those who took profits, I respect. So there's going to be some profit taking, so it could be volatile as it always is. But if, like I said, if you're in it for the long run, you should be doing okay. That's how I look at it. But again, I don't give tax, legal, or trading advice. You'd have to do your own due diligence and do your own research on these. So, and if you have any of those other EV plays that I mentioned, like Plug Power, Ford, GM, any of those, you can put in the comments as well. And if you have any ChargePoint. I currently do not have any of ChargePoint. I need to get some before it goes up again, but not too much other information in here to really help us out. But as you can see, it's been pretty bullish today, so actually been trading kind of flat. So you can see what it's done here over the last week. Just been on a nice almost $100 here in the last week, and almost $100 here in the, well, a little bit over 100 in the past month. So very nice. But like I said, I'm a long-term holder of this one, so I'll continue to hold, and unless something drastically happens with it, I mean, if they're doing this well in the first quarter, summer is almost here, so maybe the second quarter will be even better and we'll get 1,000 share price out of it. That's just me speculating and being optimistic. So if you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as subscribing. That would really help out the channel and get the videos out to some other people. And if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe. And I'm trying to get up to 1,000 subscribers, and hit that bell so you're notified of when the next videos drop. Again, this is J Money, Falling Forward Financial. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.